So Jesse Waters couldn't help himself, had to shove his foot directly in his mouth. He's desperately trying to defend Ron DeSantis from the news stories that are pointing out, hey, they're trying to teach the upsides of slavery in Florida now. Sort of questionable, just like when he banned AP African American Studies, seemingly out of nowhere. So let's see what argument he goes with.
This is well documented among historians. This is historical fact that slaves did develop skills while they were enslaved and then used those skills as blacksmiths, as in agriculture, tailoring, in the shipping business, to then use to benefit themselves and their families once they were freed. That's not controversial. And it actually speaks to the resilience and the aptitude of the enslaved African Americans who were at the time able to better themselves and able to improve their situation, despite brutal conditions, horrific and abhorrent conditions.
They're trying. So now the spin is, bro, when we say these things that we're saying, the real reason we're saying it is because, like, it shows how amazing these people were. These slaves, they were going through a lot. It was really difficult, but this shows how resilient they were and how, like, on top of their game they were and how special these people were, bro. So actually, if anything, by teaching this, we're actually saying slavery's even worse than you thought it was or something. Come on, man. Now, look, I've explained this to you guys before. All you guys know this by now, but what's really going on here is very simple. When we do bad things, it's complex, it's complicated, it's nuanced, there's actually multiple perspectives, you got to look at every side of it. When others do bad things, oh, it's black and white, they're evil, they're wrong, they're terrible. We would never afford this level of charity when talking about something negative that happened in Russia, perpetrated by the Russian government, something negative that happened in Iran or China. There is no, like, would they say this right now with the Uyghurs in China? Would they be like, well, bro, I mean, maybe they got them in camps and stuff, but have you considered that they're learning how to knit? Have you considered that? I tried to put the word knit and quilt together. I don't know why. They're learning how to knit, bro. They're like sewing. Have you considered that when talking about what's happening there? I don't think so. You know, look, another good example. And I actually think Greg Gutfeld may have made this point from the opposite direction, but he was like, in the Holocaust, they learned a lot of resiliency and stuff. Oh, no, just stop. Look, again, we're going to call this nuanced trolling. Oh, let's look at it from every side. Let's look at the mitigating factors. Let's look at the specifics, and let's look at the things that make it a more complicated picture, and maybe it wasn't all bad. And understand, again, we do this with all of our atrocities. We did it when it came to the Trail of Tears and the Native American genocide. You do it when it comes to Jim Crow. And actually, did you know the black communities were thriving under segregation? So the point is to mislead on purpose because they have an American exceptionalist mindset. When we do bad things, it doesn't really count because we meant well and there were some positive consequences. You see this with the Iraq War. Right there. Well, we're trying to bring democracy and freedom. We're actually looking out for the Iraqis. No, we overthrew a government that didn't attack us. It was an illegal and offensive invasion. They had nothing to do with 9/11. Then we occupied the country. The military-industrial complex got phenomenally wealthy, but they'd rather nuance you to death to make you think, it's complicated. It's not as bad as it's portrayed. You even see this with the Civil War. It was about states' rights. It wasn't about slavery. States' rights. And maybe, which War of Northern Aggression. Maybe. Come on, man. But it's funny because with Jesse Waters, I get the sense he's actually dumb enough to believe it, right? Like he's dumb enough to believe this line of argument. It's bro, this is really pro-slave, if anything, when I talk about all the good things that happen to you because of slavery and stuff, bro. Okay, Jesse. Okay. Look, give it up. You're never going to win this fight. This is stupid. Ron DeSantis shouldn't have banned AP African American Studies. They shouldn't be teaching in the Florida textbooks about they learned skills that were very good to them. Yeah, you learn to deal with adversity by being a slave, being a chattel slave and undergoing forced labor. Like, drop it. Sometimes the correct explanation actually is very absolutist, black and white. they should highlight the moral horrors of slavery to remind everybody, in the same way with the Holocaust, same thing, to remind everybody, yeah, sometimes the answers are kind of simple. And they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. And again, it all stems from a belief in American exceptionalism. When we do it, it's not that bad. When we do it, it's more complicated, it's more nuanced. When others do it, it's evil, it's wrong, it's bad. We do this all day long with international law, right? When we violate international law, it doesn't really count for various reasons. We're the world police, we're the world social superpower, we mean well, we're trying to bring democracy, whatever. It's all nonsense, it's all garbage, it's all stupid. And Jesse Waters really is dumb enough to buy his own bullshit, and that's clear. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.